As the business world becomes more and more purpose driven, you're going to hear the concept of the why get thrown around a lot in conversation. So I thought it would be helpful for us to talk about how that influences your work in social media, how it influences your clients, and look at some examples of brands that are doing a great job of building purpose driven businesses and marketing plans. So let's get into everything by first talking about Simon Sinek, who was the person who really brought this into mainstream conversation, and particularly as it relates to business growth. This TED Talk on how great leaders inspire action has hundreds of millions of views across various platforms, and it has inspired a movement of people connecting with the why behind what they do, which is where he talks about what he calls the golden circle. So, the golden circle essentially represents the way that most people and most companies operate, which is from the outside in. So, all people within an organization will know what it is that they do. But then, less of them will know how they actually do the things that they do. And then, even fewer will know why they do the things that they do. So the premise here is that the most effective companies and people will work from the inside out. So for these companies, what they do and how they do it is entirely driven by the why behind it all. So the what and the how might change, but the why will always remain the same. So his example of how this can be done within a company and a product-based company is of Apple. So their why is all about their belief in challenging the status quo and doing things really differently. Then their how is the fact that their products are sleek and beautifully designed and really easy to use for the kind of audience that they really appeal to, so their target audience. And then their what is all about the fact that they just sort of happen to sell computers, but that is not the core of why they do what they do. Google also do this by advertising their Google Maps and Google Business functions by tapping into the why and the how of these business tools and their company in general. And of course, I've provided some examples in your course guide that you can check out. But just know that everything we talk about throughout this course will come back to our why. The reason that we exist as social media marketers is because companies often know exactly what they do. Let's say they build houses in this case. They know how to do it. Okay, so maybe they have specialist trades for each area of the build, but they don't necessarily know how to make other people care about it online, which is the why would I engage with a random photo of a house in my Instagram feed piece of the puzzle. And this is where the strong connection with purpose will often come into play. So let's now talk about mission statements. Google's purpose and mission is to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. This is the why behind everything they do. And another example here from Patagonia is for them to make products that give back to the earth as much as they take, and they've got core values of quality, integrity, environmentalism, justice, and to not be bound by convention. The company is essentially linking the thing that makes them money, which is making clothes, with the fundamental values of saving the planet. So I want you to really think about your own mission statement, because this is what's going to determine why people want to work with you, but it will also determine how you end up doing things and maybe even what you end up working on. So it doesn't need to be super complex, just short, succinct, inspirational statement that you can use. No huge words or really long paragraphs, so don't overcomplicate it. And here are two more powerful examples for you. Tesla's mission is to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. JetBlue's is to inspire humanity both in the air and on the ground. Notice all of these are quite short and to the point. And now I just want to share mine with you, which is to create a better digital world through meaningful connections and captivating content. And my core values are playful creativity, simplicity, insatiable curiosity, quality, and empathy. Having this in mind has really helped me when I'm deciding on which clients to take on, which projects to take on, which brands to collaborate with, and also in terms of building my personal and professional network and where to invest my time, but also maybe more importantly, when it's time to end any of those relationships and connections and projects. So to give you an example, a few months ago, I was looking to hire a video editor for my YouTube channel, and I was interviewing a particular person for the role, and it was going really well. I think, we were vibing. They had a really good prior experience. They had a good portfolio. Their prices were reasonable. And yeah, we just had a good vibe on the interview until they said one thing that I just couldn't get past. And for context, I had literally just come off of 8 months of maternity leave with my son. So I hadn't posted a video in over 8 months, which fair enough, potentially could raise some eyebrows for video editors wanting that consistency. But this person had gone as far as to say that my business wasn't where it should be because I was lazy. And I know it was just a throwaway comment, but because of my mission statement and my values, my business values, this was such a lack of empathy that I just couldn't get past this one statement. Especially because what the person didn't know was that prior to going on maternity leave, I was working 6 days a week, 13 hours a day until I was 39 and a half weeks pregnant, while also renovating our house so that I could take 8 months off with my newborn to be lazy. And that is just something that, could have provided a little bit of context as to me not being lazy, but really just prioritizing the things that matter to me. But what I will say is that, me not wanting to take that relationship forward is a huge blessing for both me and that freelancer, because they can now go on to work with clients that actually really appreciate this kind of no BS bluntness. They don't need the empathy. They don't care about that. That's not really in their value system. So they're going to work with that freelancer really well, and it's going to be a positive relationship for them. Whereas I can now work with a video editor that has shares my values and really identifies the things that matter to me in my business and finds a way to incorporate those in our relationship. So it's a really nice kind of checkpoint to be able to let go of things that don't serve you very quickly. So I want you to really think about what matters to you, what motivates you, and what could also resonate with others if they were to read your mission statement. And think about 4 to 5 core values that represent you or your brand, and write these down. But I know this could be a little bit tricky to come up with on your own. So I've provided you with some resources where you can see what kinds of values companies are choosing and how companies are using them as part of their mission statements. So I want you to also feel confident in encouraging your clients to do this exercise as well, because having this in place will really help them to market their business and help you to market their business more effectively. And just to be clear, to make money is not a mission. Every business is in the business of making money and driving sales, but that is not the main purpose of a business. Their mission statement should go beyond that and be something that other people can connect with, not just, hey, we want to make money. So that's something to just keep in mind. But for yourself, I want to encourage you at this point to just jot a few things down, even if you don't have a full kind of mission statement phrase in your mind yet, even if you just got some ideas or some values that you think have resonated with you, make sure to jot those down, and you can always keep perfecting it as you go through the course and even beyond that. And of course, you can adjust it as you go through your career as well. But for now, in the next lesson, I want to get into a few marketing myths that I want to bust. So I'll see you there.